So there we go. So welcome to the May adventure trip heading off to Costa Rica. My name is Millie, and with Zoe, who you have no doubt had 101 emails from, we together have put this trip together. And well, Zoe especially has got it all organized. I just peer over her shoulder and I'm rather annoying. Anyway, the purpose of this Zoom is to get you organized, to get everything aligned, so all your expectations in order so that when you can hit the ground running. Okay, we are going to whiz through your itinerary, flights, airport, admin, what to take, health and safety, okay, phones, So please, this is interactive, okay? Do not just sit there and just don't let me babble on, because I have a great tendency to do just that. Ask questions, grab my attention, stop, start, it's for us all so that you feel like, right, I'm ready. I know exactly what I've got to pack and I know exactly what's coming. Okay, all clear? Right, let's go. So let's start with flight admin. Okay, so Zoe has given me a cheeky little list, which is here. We need exit flights for Megan and Martha. Oliver, we need your flights. Everybody else, we know exactly what's happening. So the plan, when you get to Heathrow Airport, it is Heathrow, isn't it? Don't tell me it's something weird like Gatwick. Zoe's going to check. I know it's Heathrow. It's always Heathrow. Okay, I want you to check in independently and go through to the other side. Okay, just do that by yourself and get that admin all over and done with. Zoe's going to set up a group WhatsApp. She's done it today. So start communicating with each other on that. She will be adding the leader, but not until closer to the time. So that Zoe is on that group WhatsApp to answer any questions, so that as you get closer, all kind of queries are shared amongst the group. Okay, so start using it. Don't be shy. I know part of the whole thing is that nobody knows each other. And, we know that is one of the big challenges and it can be daunting, but just go for it. Okay, so when you get to the other side at Heathrow, that's when you kind of start WhatsApping it, choose a cafe, and then you can all assemble. On the plane, clearly you're going to be all sitting in different places, so that doesn't matter. When you get to Costa Rica, okay, it is a long-winded process to go through all the different security controls. Top tips: do not have any fresh food on you, such as a lurking banana at the bottom of your bag, because at the final hurdle, when you've gone through immigration and everything, you then have to get your bag rescanned and they will confiscate, and it really holds up anything, any kind of fresh, any fresh food. So just don't bother, make sure you don't have it. It's happened to the best of us, happened to myself. I think there was an apple at the bottom of my bag and all, it's just like a pain. When you arrive, you'll go through the big slidey doors, and there is everybody, kind of the meet and greet area in the open air. Okay, just stand there and the transport will come to pick you up with a sign saying the Leap/Jaquera. So it's one or the other. So do not wander off there. Do not nip off and get and help yourself into one of the cafes. Just stay put. Kind of 5-10 minutes, that's absolutely fine before you kind of start making calls, because the traffic, and they have to go round and round and round, because you'll see it's not an easy place. It's like a waiting area on a main road. So it's not that simple. Okay. Your first night, you're then going to be taken to the Rosa of America, which is what we always use. It's only 20 minutes from the hotel to decompress. Okay. Whew. That's where you'll have supper. There's a pool. That's where you will have your first night. So just on the flights at immigration, You just got to be mindful that everybody has proof of leaving Costa Rica within 90 days. Okay, that is absolutely vital. Do not take the risk. Do not think I won't, I won't get that idiot at immigration that's just going to make my life difficult. It is a real thing. It is part of their immigration procedures that proof is required on entry. Proof of exit is required on entry. We've had a couple of people in the past that have taken the risk, got stopped, weren't allowed through, and were deported to Nicaragua for 24 hours. You don't want that to happen. Okay, so I can't emphasize that enough, that point enough. Okay, so with regard, any questions on the airport? All good? All good. Okay. Your itinerary, your order of events. Okay, I'm just going to get my little chart up. I will be sending you and uploading to Midlife Leap your itinerary, kind of describing the order of events, etc., etc. So you don't need to write anything down. But just so you know, you're going to start off with Quepos with the community phase, moving to the cloud forest for your adventure, down into Natura for your hot, sweaty wildlife phase. Then you're going to Santa Teresa, which is the hub of our LEAP operations. May is like the kind of changing point. You can actually, up until now, we've taken everybody to Samara Beach. But at this time of year, it's better to go to Santa Teresa because we want to take you to Serenas because that's a really, really special wildlife sanctuary. And let me just tell you, Santa Teresa is super cool and the accommodation is groovy. So that's why we can move you to Santa Teresa and Serenas. So we have. So those are the order of your phases. So starting off with what to expect in phase 1 at Quepos. Okay, you're going to be staying in a finca, which is like a private home, private villa-esque style, just on the edge of Manuel Antonio National Park. It's basic but lovely. It's got a pool, it's got a badminton set, it's got loads of outdoor space, barbecues, So it's a really, really good place for you all to kind of start, for the bonding, if you get to know each other. And from here, from this base, you're going to explore the national park, going in to do the wildlife treks, not the wildlife treks, the waterfall treks, the waterfall trek hikes, going to see the wildlife inside Manuel Antonio, and also going to support COCAL, which is our community project, which we have supported since COVID, which is heaven. Okay, this is a kind of a gorgeous fisherman's village right on the coast, and their community centre is for the community, run by the community, supported by LEAP volunteers. So everything that you do, this place does not exist without LEAPers, their funds, and your contribution. So it's really, we're really, really proud of it. While you're there, what it does is support the kids whose parents are working full-time. So they come after school. If they're not at school, they come during the day. So there's loads to do. There's loads of maintenance activities to be done and kid entertaining to be done. So it all depends on the day of the week, how many kids are coming through, but you will have that interaction. So it's a kind of first kind of feel-good moment, but also the location, it's like right on the beach. It's like, oh, hello, the Pacific Ocean is right there. It's nice and warm and sunny, and in you go. So that's great. Okay, so that's phase 1. Then you're going to move to Monteverde. That is your cloud forest adventure. Now you're here, you move on a Thursday, and you're here for 4 full days, 5 nighs, 4 full days. Every morning you're going to have an activity planned for you to explore the cloud forest. Loads of hiking. It is absolutely stunning. I mean, it's quite groomed. You'll find that, you know, it's not kind of wild and woolly because, you know, Costa Rica has been slightly kind of Americanized. So it's very, very organized, but it's still so beautiful. And it's what you'll see, Manuel Antonio is the jungle, Monteverde is the cloud forest, and they really, really do differ. So that if anyone's interested, you know, in kind of environments, you know, it is a complete contrast. But the wildlife, the monkeys, everything that you're going to see is absolutely stunning. So every morning you're going to have an activity freeing you up for the afternoon, because this is activity central of Costa Rica. There is so much to do here, from zip wiring, bungee jumping, horse riding, coffee plantation tours, you name it, it's here. Now, you don't have to decide about what you want to do until you get there. So when you're in Quepos, your guide will talk to you about, you know, what's good and what's not. From my point of view, from my experience, I highly, highly recommend the zip wiring activity. That is super cool. It takes you right over the canopy. It kind of leaves, what's the go ape, which we get in England, honestly, leaves up for dust. This is like go ape on steroids. At one point, you literally zip wire over the top, over a canyon, over the top of the jungle, and, you know, going head first in the kind of Superman across. Now, I did it, so you can definitely do it. But yes, it is scary. When you get to the end, don't start ripping off your harness like I did, because there is a final kind of fear moment at the end, which is called the Tarzan swing, where you climb up and then you whee and you swing all the way over the jungle. Now, if you're thinking, I want to do this and the bungee jump, take that in consideration, because it's okay, it's not as, you know, you don't free fall down, but you do get the free fall sensation and you fly over the jungle, and it's all included in the cost. So you can take that into consideration. The costs of these, the kind of zip wire is about $75. A bungee jump is about $85, but I'm getting those just confirmed right now because they change all the time, because this is Costa Rica. So that's how that works. Moving on to your third phase, which is natura, which is the wildlife phase. Now, I'm telling you now, this is hot, this is steamy, this is uncomfortable, and you will complain. I know it, because everybody does, but you will love it when you look back on the experience, okay? When you're there, you're thinking, Jesus Christ, I've come from the cool cloud forest, I've come from the coast, then the cool cloud forest, now I'm in dripping natura. But it is an exceptional place. It's a government run, completely depends on funds from the likes of us to keep it going. And it's a breeding program to keep these rare breeds, and a rehabilitation center. So you are going to get up close and personal to all of Costa Rica's finest wildlife and bird life. The bird life is going to irritate you because that wakes you up at about 4 in the morning, but it is glorious. The colors, the wildlife, everything. So you are right there. So your jobs when you're there will be to get up early. Getting up very early to feed all the wildlife. There's a lot of cleaning out of all the cages that needs to be done, and general maintenance work. But when you're there, the team at Natura will explain what's going on and what is required and why it's required, so you really feel engaged with the whole project. When you're done at Natura, you then tootle off to Santa Teresa, which is like, yeah, hey, we are here at Santa Teresa. I suppose if you wanted a comparison, is like the Ibiza of Costa Rica. It is super cool. It's a great surf, yoga, cool vibe to it. It's a weird place in that it's about 1 kilometer long. It's kind of weaving all the way along the coastal road. You've got kind of shops, little kind of groups of shops and cafes, you know, segmented along the place, but you've got loads of beachside cafes to hang out, lots of good tunes being played. So you got the vibe. Chiquera itself has that vibe too. It is run by Chris and his team. It is a hostel, you know, it's kind of 3-4 star hostel, and if you were kind of looking at it, even though it's not run as a hostel, but it's family run. You've got your group there. They also take another team of volunteers that come from Scandinavia. So you're going to be like moving ships, but you know, makes for a great social evening if you are kind of meeting each other, crossing paths, I mean. It's got a pool, great food, it's got really good energy. So, and it's a 10-minute walk up a steep hill from the beach. So while you're in a tour, you're going to have a couple of surf lessons, a yoga lesson. We're going to get you to do a little bit of volunteering while you're there too, because we've got loads of plastic projects which just need to be done, and, you know, such as beach clearing upping, and kind of you'll see the kind of community aspect of the problems of the plastic, which is a huge problem on the Pacific coast. Literally, you will be shocked if they take you to a beach where the plastic has not been picked up. You will see anything and everything from car doors to fridges to flip-flops down to the bottles. It's unbelievable, the waste and the problem of just pollution in the Pacific. So you will get involved with all of that. Midway through, you will go through to Serenas, which is a turtle sanctuary. It's about an hour and a half's drive, but if it's low tide, then you can walk round to it, which is about an hour and a half's walk. It's gorgeous. It's one of my favorite places. This is privately run, so it's kind of, you know, it's very stylish. It's very kind of together. They do the turtle conservation where you will get involved. I know you're not in prime time turtle season, but this is changeover. And actually, I've been into Costa Rica in May, and I've seen turtles. So you just never know what you're going to see. But you're going to learn about the turtles, about their wonderful life cycle, and you're going to be instrumental in turning the nurseries around, getting prepared for the next season, which happens later on in the year. So that's there. Also at Serenas, they are big into permaculture and kind of feeding the whole community. So you'll see how that works on a, you know, environmental sustainability on a micro level. So it's really interesting place. Then you do have a weekend free. I know, who knew you have a weekend off towards the end, where you could just chill your boots at Santa Teresa. There's loads of kind of amazing things to do. Sea safaris, going on the Tortuga, which is the sea safari where you go out on the boats to see the whales and the dolphins, and amazing snorkeling. So I do actually recommend that. But, you know, that weekend is just downtime just to explore. Then you finish off with a few more jobs before you go home. Okay, dokes? So that is how it rolls. 4 different phases, 4 different experiences in 4 different environments. So it is dynamic, it's varied. No 2 days are going to be the same. So we've got a really good pace about it. Everyone happy with the itinerary? Any questions on the itinerary? You're still with me? Coolio. Okay, what we're going to discuss now is money. Okay, now this is the harsh truth. Costa Rica is eye-wateringly expensive. Okay, I cannot drill that into you more. Okay, it is going to hurt. So you have to budget. I don't want to see in any of the feedback forms, oh, you didn't tell me how expensive Costa Rica is, because I'm telling you now, it is, okay? And that's a fact, but it is worth it because it is a sensational country to visit. And when you go out for supper, the food is utterly delicious, okay? So it's not like going to Greg's. It will be going out. Everything you eat will be yummy. So what do you need to budget? In Quepos, okay? You're going to go out for 2 suppers. In Monteverde, you're going to go out for all your suppers. Natura, all your foods included. Serenas, all your foods included. Santa Teresa, you're going to go out for suppers. But in Santa Teresa, you can save money by cooking in. Okay, you can do that. And often groups do that by, you know, kind of pooling, you know, a couple of dollars each, going to the supermarket and take it in turns to cook. It's easily arranged. So you can save money on that. So it's probably, so I would say it's 50% of your time. No, I can't kind of add it up. But anyway, those, I will add it up in your itinerary with how many meals you need to budget for, how much you're going to budget for. It all depends on where you choose and how much you're going to drink. Okay. So especially in Santa Teresa, you can go to cocktail bars and spend 10 quid on a cocktail, but you're not going to go to those bars. Okay. You're going to be savvier than that. And you're going to go to beach places, which are low key, drink normal beer, and just have a more low-key life, okay? You're not going to go to the flash sushi restaurants. You're going to go to the more inexpensive ones. Our guides will help you disseminate this information, but it is really important that you take it on board now and work as a team, because yes, you might split up into kind of smaller groups, but you've got to kind of work together and be mindful of everyone's budget. Because there's nothing worse than somebody kind of leading the whole situation who has bigger budgets than other, because that makes everyone feel uncomfortable. So be very mindful of how everyone's budgets look like. Activities, I will list them in your itineraries, but the main activities that people choose to do is in Monteverde doing the zip wire or the bungee or the horse riding. When you're at Santa Teresa, the main activity there, I would say, is to go on the Tortuga trip, which is about $70. But again, those are all being finalized, and I will put it in your itinerary, which I will upload later today. Okay? So just be mindful of the cost of living. So most people say that they spend possibly about £200 extra a week, and that kind of averages out, but you can go way more or way less, depending on your alcohol content and where you choose to eat. Okay? Any questions on the budgeting? No? Okay, so the next question is, where are you going to get this money? Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to promise me to take 2 cards with you. 1, your normal debit card. Okay, and 2, a Revolut, Monzo, Starling, whatever those cards are, you know, they're kind of free to get your money out. Okay, you're going to take 2. The reason being, if you get your wallet or the ATM swallows up your card, you've got a backup. It's really important, and you're not going to rely on Apple Pay on your telephone. Some places, of course, do take that, but you're not going to rely on it. Okay, you're going to get your money out from the local ATM. That is going to give the local currency as the colones. It's about 1 million colones to the pound. So you literally get wads of cash, literally hundreds, you know, you feel very, very wealthy. So you get small amounts out and often. Okay. So you'll be taken to an ATM on day 1. It's always good practice to have some dollars on you. So I would, for emergencies, take $100 cash just on you, just in case for emergencies you have that. Any questions on the money? All good? Right, now we're going to go to the phones. Same principle with the phones as with your bank card. Take 2 phones. I'll explain why. If you lose your phone, okay, to buy a new phone in Costa Rica will cost you about $1,000, okay? And you cannot get anything sent to Costa Rica. Everything gets nicked at customs. That's a fact. So whatever you leave behind at home, it's left behind. Now, some poor leaper left all their underwear behind. I know, she was devastated. Anyway, that's easily sorted. But electronics, good sunglasses, bank cards, anything like that, no. So you've got to have backup. All right, please don't let me down on that. When it comes to your telephones, I would, the kind of how you're going to manage it, keep your normal telephone as your normal telephone. Okay, don't start fiddling about changing your SIM card there. But when you're there, you could get a local SIM card, which you would put in your backup burner phone, so you can communicate with each other quickly, on the ground. Okay, so you can make those decisions when you're there. But local SIM cards, 2 a penny, but they're sold everywhere. Do you need a local SIM card? Depends on the Wi-Fi, how much you want to kind of communicate. The Wi-Fi throughout Costa Rica is really good. So every kind of restaurant, cafe, you're going to have Wi-Fi. You're not going to have Wi-Fi at the Finca, at Natura, and Serenos. Okay, those 3 places, you're off grid. And it's really good, especially the first week. If there is a problem in the first week, of course you can make contact because you're going to go down to the restaurants. But actually, it's really good to kind of put your phone down and just kind of focus, be mindful of your new environment and, bonding as a team. If there is a problem, we will know about it from our guides. So we would, if parents listening to this, we would sort everything out and communicate with you on everyone's behalf. Okay, we're the middleman. Any questions on that? Wi-Fi, phones? The adapter for the phone is the American, you're going with the American style adapter. Okay. Right. Kit. What are you going to take to wear? Look at the kit list in My Leap. Okay. Everything is on there for a reason. You need clothes for hot and sweaty. Okay. Apart from when you're in Monteverde, where it can get, it's not chilly, but it's cool.
Yeah, just feedback from Japan. They were quite chilly and long trousers going to it.
Yeah. Okay, just looking, so it's just said from the feedback, it can get quite chilly in Monteverde. So you want long trousers and a jumper or 2, or a little puffer jacket, those Uniqlo puffer jackets, which squish down to nothing. That's really good. And when you're in the tour, you need long trousers to work in. So be mindful of that. It's hot, it's very sweaty. So you need the kind of thinnest trousers, loosest trouser style that you can get. Okay. When it comes to shoes, I would expect you to be taking 3 pairs of shoes and no more. A pair of shoes, your kind of trainers for going out in the evening, another pair of trainers, which you don't care about and have no intention of bringing home, but they're good for working in Natura because you need to be wearing closed shoes there, and good for going on all the hikes. So they've got a bit of a grippy sole so that when you're in the kind of wet jungle environments, you're not going to slip and fall over. And your third pair of kind of flip-flops, Crocs, or whatever you want. Okay, those plastic Birkenstock Arizonas, brilliant. Those are what I would take every time. But then I'm 54 and you might have, more tasteful shoe choices. Washing your clothes, okay? In every place, you will find a laundrette. Okay, well, actually in the Finca, that's an absolute fib. It's not a laundrette. It's one of the team who run the Finca will do your washing for you for a small tip. So just ask her what that is, give her a bundle, and then give her a tip at the end. That's how it works. Everywhere else, you just pay as you go in one of the little laundrettes. They're everywhere. Okay, so it isn't a problem. So you could keep it on. Your underwear, though, I would just wash yourself in the shower, hang out to dry. Water bottles. Please take a water bottle and a hat. I know, who knew? So many people don't. When it comes to water bottle, you need a metal water bottle. Really important. The plastic water bottles are absolutely hopeless because if you leave them in the sun, they start sweating and then releasing plastics into the water, and is really, really grim. You also want a water bottle which has got a wide mouth, like Exhibit A, okay? Reason being, no fancy straws or anything, because there are no dishwashers there to get everything really hygienically clean. So if it's got a wide mouth, you can really give it a good swill and a wash around, okay? Bags, luggage. Top question people ask, do I need a rucksack? Not necessarily, okay? If you've got one and you like it and it fits everything in, take one. But if you don't, and you're like me and you hate rucksacks, I always take a duffel bag. My favorite bag is a North Face duffel bag, which is that heavy duty plastic where you've got a big lid and you flip it open and you can see everything in there, beautifully compartmentalized into those little packing cubes. That's my perfect way of traveling. But you know, it's up to you. Take whatever you want, apart from a hard shell suitcase. That is a no-no, okay? No hard shell bags are allowed because they can't easily tie onto the roof of the transport or be squished in everywhere. They're a nightmare, so it's got to be soft, okay? And a little day rucksack is really useful for the hikes and tootling around, so to carry all your gear in. When you're going out, I would highly recommend that you, in addition to all of that, take a little bag that you really like, a little crossbody bag. So inside that bag, or a little, whatever you would take to a festival, you know, which has got your wallet in, your money, your telephone, and all your important stuff, so that you never take it off. Everything, the biggest problem we have is when people go into a bar or cafe, put down their bag on the table, forget it's there, wander off and wonder why it's not there when they come back, okay? So you want to go out in the evening with a little groovy bag on you, including you boys, groovy bag, crazy bum bag, I don't know, whatever. The Uniqlo ones, which are about £8, those crossbody bum bags, super cool, do just the job, okay? Any questions on kit? No, no, no. We're so nearly there. We're nearly there. We're now into health and safety. I know, this is the last bit. Okay, this is where I become your mother. Okay, health and safety. Don't be an idiot is my top advice. Okay, this isn't a school trip. Okay, this isn't where you have to kind of dodge the teachers and, you know, and create. This is a gap year experience. You can go out. You've got complete and utter freedom. Okay, but you've got to treat it with respect. Okay, treat each other with respect. You are a team, and we promote team experiences for the reason, and that is going to teach you about teamwork, being kind, empathy, communication, all of that to each other. You know, you're going to meet people that you might normally socialize with, but by the end of it, you're going to love each other. So you just remember those words in week one where you think, oh, really? Oh my God, do they look really nice? Oh, I don't know. Da, 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 da. By the end of it, you love everyone for all their kind of weird and wonderful habits, you know, including the snorer in the dorm. They will be forgiven by the end of week 4. So to do that, it comes down to respect. What really loses people's respect really quickly is drunken and disorderly behavior. That really grates, especially when you're in a dorm environment. People coming back absolutely plastered, being annoying, noisy. It's just really, really irritating. So please don't be that person. Okay, and I'm kind of banging on about drinking throughout, but actually that is when problems happen. No one's really on their game, and it ruins the next day, and it kind of pulls apart team dynamics. Of course, we want you to have a few drinks and go out and be for great fun, but we don't want that behavior. Which, do you remember? I've got 2 boys, everyone 13 and going crazy and just, you know, being sick everywhere. Occasionally we get those people. and they're the really annoying ones. So if your behavior is beginning to grate, this is how it works. You first of all get an email from me saying, you're that annoying person, you know, the person I told you about. Wind your neck in, okay, because you're getting on everyone's nerves. And that's between you and I, okay? Then if you carry on doing the same thing, you get the written warning just saying, you are that idiot. You have no other time, you know, this is it. Okay, this is your final warning. Do it again and you're out. And the third one is you're off. That's it. We'll help you get back to the airport. We'll help you do something else. But then you have the humiliation where I have to call your parents, which I really don't enjoy. I've only done this 3 times in 20 years. So you don't want to be my 4th. Okay. That is lecture over from me. Okay. So on a more positive note, I know you're in for a treat. I know you're going to go through this journey. They're going to be for all of you high points, low points, eureka moments, wow moments. Okay, go with it. Okay, stick with it. It's a journey. You're not supposed to enjoy every single second, but every day is different. And you will feel as you go through this, you will change as a person. This is our goal. You will feel inspired, empowered, and whoa, you will love your team by the end. But it all depends on your attitude. And it's everyone's attitude is got to be to go for it, to have the time of their lives, to make this a really special moment, because it is a privilege to go on these trips, to be exposed to so many. You're so lucky to be exposed to so many of these experiences which are coming your way, which the average backpacker does not have access to. And for me, that is everything. So I wish you the best of luck, the best of trips, and we do follow you on Instagram, and we love following you on Instagram. So go for it. Have a fantastic time. And if you need anything before you get there, just get on that WhatsApp and Zoe and I will respond pronto. Okay? So, any questions? Feeling good? Go for it. Go and have the adventure that we have planned for you. Over and out.